Testing, hot outbound count. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear? Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast. The only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Officer Grogans of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Alice, I'm not quite sure, but this could be early mom pop kettle.
The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios in Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we're going to read them.
Yeah.
The home base is Non-Productive site, which is non-productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, the Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, and also follow us on Twitter.
Yes, Twitter. I'll have to Google that, see what Twitter is all about.
Yes. You're gonna Google Twitter, Lou?
Twitter, I have no idea what it is.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Episode number
42.
Go
ahead, Joe.
And listen, I apologize to any Mets fans, but again, for the second time, Louis mentioned somebody's name,
yes,
and then within 4 days, they passed away. And he mentioned Tom Seaver last week because of number 41. Because you're a Mets fan, you have a Mets shirt on now. You love Tom Seaver. Who doesn't? I think Tom Seaver. The fact that he had 231 complete games is ridiculous.
131 complete games.
Was it 131?
131 complete games.
I thought it was 231.
311 and 205, 2.86 ERA, 3,640 strikeouts.
Unbelievable.
61 shutouts.
Oh, my God.
That means every fifth win was a shutout.
Wow.
And the thing he's most proud of, he hit 12 home runs.
He was most proud of that?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I watched an interview with him last night.
Oh, wow. That's... Yeah, and if you're listening to this in the future, in the future, Tom Seaver just passed away, and last week it was episode number 41. You mentioned it was Tom Seaver because we also did that with Kirk Douglas. Now, Kirk Douglas is 176 years old, but the next day he passed away after we mentioned his name for some reason. So it's episode 42.
42, so we're just going to say Jackie Robinson.
Because Jackie Robinson's already gone. We're not going to mention any other.
We had a couple, but we're not going to.
There might be some Yankee fans that are listening that might get upset if we mention a certain person's number. But, so episode number 42. And last week was great.
Oh, we had a great time. Joe, I never had so much listening to it. We had fun doing it.
Yeah.
I had more fun listening to it.
Yeah. And it was one of those shows that we just knew. After we were done... Because sometimes we'll be like, hey, that was pretty good. It was good. We're pretty good, And then you listen to it, you're like, wow, it was better than we thought.
Yep.
This one was just as good as we thought.
Yeah. That was
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun last week.
Tons of fun.
A lot of fun.
And we appreciate all the, all of the feedback we're getting from all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're just great. First thing I wanted to do was read another iTunes remark, as I guess we call it, iTunes comment. It says it's from our pal JP from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
He goes under the name Potty Train, Poddy. Amazing podcast. This podcast about the best show ever is such a joy to listen to. The Honeymooners is my number one show, and I'm glad to now have a forum to hear others like me talk about it. RX JP from New Jersey.
All right, JP.
Thank you, JP. We appreciate it. And all you guys, thank you so much. So we're going to start off with number 42.
Yep.
And I think we got a good one for you.
Yeah.
It's a combination of some things that I wanted to do, and then, of course, Louis is going to bully his way in and make it a great show again. Just going to be the way it is, folks.
Again, looking for my one thing and found 10 more.
Yeah, exactly. So, the first thing we want to do is something that I actually came up with, and even though it's going to be it's really what we're calling the flubservation. But we're still going to go.
Don't have to play a song. That's not.
Yes.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the Flub of the Week.
Thank you, Joe Fernandez. Again,
God,
I could
Joe
just listen to that
Fernandez.
every other day.
Oh yeah. And we do.
So, it's only a flubservation because of the idea of what is being said, and I'm overstating it.
Yeah.
But here we go. I'm going to play the clip.
Listen and see if you can pick this up.
Yeah, you know what?
Listen,
Here you go. Listen and see if you can figure out what I'm finding here.
Because Joe had to play it for me twice.
Yes, and you figured it out.
I figured it out, but you had to play it for me twice.
Yes. So I'll play it, and then you can hit pause and then rewind it and play it again. Because it's 35 seconds. All you do is hit the 30-second button, reverse it, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, here we go.
Look, Norton, I asked to have lunch with you in the park because I got something very important I want to talk to you about.
What?
I want you to do me a favor.
What do you want?
I don't know, but somehow or another I made a mistake in the bus today, and I made the wrong change. I must have given somebody a $20 bill for a $1 bill. Now, I got to turn in my receipts to the cashier at 5 o'clock tonight. Will you lend me the money?
Look, Rob, it's not that I'm against lending you money, and you can do anything you want with it. It's just what you don't do with it.
What don't I do with it?
You don't pay me back.
It's a great joke, by the way.
Great line.
Great joke.
I had to let that go.
Great joke.
Because it's a great line, yeah.
So, you heard what I played, and I'll just tell you, if you're trying to guess what we're talking about, it's got nothing to do with the $20.
No.
Nothing to do with the business that they get into. None of it.
Because that's Ralph Cramden, Inc.
Right. This is Ralph Cramden, Inc., right,
Not
where he, where
20%.
actually the top hand dress pan drawer. It happened to be, yes.
yeah.
So, here is the flubservation, so to speak. Ralph made a mistake today, and he asked Norton today to meet him for lunch in the park. It's 1955. How are you contacting a man across town who's in a sewer? Would you page him? There's no pagers. There's no cell phones.
He dropped a note in a bottle, threw it in the sewer, and hopefully got to Norton somewhere.
Hey, listen, we're going to throw this in the Harlem River. Maybe it'll go down underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. Make sure some guy named Norton gets it. Like, what was it? Next to a bottle, in next to a little ship in a bottle with a note? Says, yeah, meet me in the park. What park? What bench? What time? So I just found that to be, and obviously it's a flubservation because it's a flub. It's a thing in the script.
Yeah, it's in the script that's not well thought out.
Because it's a like you said, it's a one-off play.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention to that.
Yeah, we got to get them in the park, and he's got to borrow 20 bucks from him. Right. So that they wrote that, and that's fine. Right. But I just thought it was funny
because
he's like, listen, today I had a mistake, so obviously I sent you a quick text message and said, Norton, meet me at the PK. Because, I'm paying by letter here, so I had to save a couple of dollars.
Maybe he did one of those Twitter things.
Yeah. He did an at mention. It's Ed_Norton at Twitter. Or it was at Runt of the Litter on Twitter. But yeah, so that was my little flubservation, and I thought it was, just kind of funny how it's like, I had to, if you would have said yesterday, I knew I had to ask you something, to meet me today. Right. And that still wouldn't have made sense.
That wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't have made sense.
Because he would still have to return his receipts in that day, and he would have been
exactly.
Sure. Unless he's tight with somebody down there. Listen, I'll get you to 20 tomorrow.
Right.
I'm good for it. I've been working there for 15 years.
15 years. One of my favorite rants, by the way.
Oh, yeah, great rant.
15 years.
Great rant. Great rant.
But yeah, that's my little flubservation, as we guess, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think that qualifies because they didn't flub a line out.
No, not a flub a line.
But it's almost like what we were saying. It's a flub in the script.
A script flub. So that's more of the flubservation.
Flubservation.
Thank you, Norm, for the flubservation.
Yes, that's Norm, right?
That was Norm.
Norm. Thank you, Norm. All right. So I want to get into my second thing. And my second thing is where is it? I'm so good at this.
But you're getting better.
But yeah, I'm getting better.
Getting closer.
Yeah. Ask my wife. I'm not getting better. All right, here we go. I recognize that song.
Oh, yeah.
The Honeymooners podcast presents. Hate that voice.
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this. Don't you get it? I wouldn't send a night out on a dog.
No, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Jokes that didn't get the love that they deserved.
I heard him.
See, just like the top hand, dress band draw.
Yeah, that's you listen
I'm
to
waiting
it,
for this just to hear it go. I heard him. Only the lunatic DEFCON 3s really appreciate the exactly. I heard him. So that is the jokes that did not hit, and I think this almost. Louis made a point. He said it almost sounds like it's a flub with this line.
Yeah,
from the Worrywart.
Yes,
but I don't think it's a flub.
No,
it is because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
To say it.
Yeah.
Especially as a man, I think it's like almost like a manly thing to be like, it's almost like I don't need to ask, the whole thing about asking directions, that stereotype.
Yeah.
It's like, and here it is. I'll play it. Here we go.
You got any ketchup, Ralph?
I love that.
What could I have done that's wrong?
Listen, Ralph, I don't like to say this, but if you did anything wrong, it's your own fault.
What do you mean it's my fault? How can it be my fault if I did something wrong?
You shouldn't have made out your own tax, Ralph. I told you to go down to the barber shop and get somebody to do it who knows how.
How could it have been my fault if I did something wrong? Whose fault could it be if you did something wrong?
Yours.
It's yours. There couldn't be anything more concise.
Yeah.
It's like saying, hey, we're here on this earth. We're here. You did something wrong. It's your fault.
Because you
did it. Exactly. You were. This isn't a Manchurian Candidate. You didn't hear Norton say ketchup, and all of a sudden you were trained. The FBI got you, and now you're in a trance, and you went and did your own taxes. You did something wrong. It's your fault,
Ralph.
Oh, playing the blame game. My goodness. I just think it's so funny. He's like, because he actually sets it up. Because in the beginning, he says,
ketchup, Ralph?
right here.
What could I have done that's wrong?
What could I have done that's wrong? And she's saying, you shouldn't have done your own taxes.
Basically, that's it. That's plain and simple.
Right.
What did I do that was wrong? You did your taxes.
You did your own taxes.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Cut dry. Because we're all thinking that there's a problem with your taxes. Yeah. So if that's the case, you did something wrong.
You did something wrong.
It's your fault. How can it be my fault if I did something wrong? I could blame somebody else, can I? Norton, why did you sit there while I did something wrong? This is your fault. It's beautiful. It just it's a great little
it is.
It's a great funny joke.
It is a great joke.
Because it's just so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
And the way
I think
that could go over a lot of people's heads.
That's what I'm thinking.
You could miss that.
Yes.
Because
that's what I think.
And like him, he's speaking fast, he's flustered as usual.
Yes.
He's flustered. We all know the situation. And people are distracted. This is one of the times you're actually distracted by Norton.
Yes.
Because he's doing the thing with the ketchup.
Yes.
First of all, he's eating spaghetti and
putting ketchup on spaghetti. I'll admit one time I did that as an Italian.
Please don't. You didn't. It was a mistake. It had to be a mistake.
There was no sauce left.
No,
I had to throw a little bit.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, believe me, the Italians that are listening right now, they're unfollowing me on Facebook right now. They're unfriending me.
Well. See you, people. It's nice been doing the Honeymooners.
Number 42 is
in the
book. This is our swan song, everybody. It's all over, folks.
Joe put ketchup on his spaghetti.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
I home safely. So I'm saying, we're getting back to that. People could miss it.
Yes.
Because you are watching Norton. He's doing the twirl. And there's actually, if you go back, you can hear the audience laugh when he does that twirl of the ketchup bottle.
Right.
And he does the little
Right.
The little punch at the end.
And nothing comes out, by the way.
Yeah, nothing does
come out.
Nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out. But, yes, they were giggling at that.
Yes.
And I think between that and the fact that he said something so ridiculous, I bet you if they were able to stop and rewind it and watch it again, they would probably laugh.
Yeah, you would laugh.
But it's just, it happened so quick. It's almost like what did he say?
Yeah, you don't.
Is it
You don't.
something
You miss
wrong?
it.
What? Yes.
You miss it. You
I think so.
actually miss what he's saying. You know, he's saying something to Alice and his blah blah.
Yeah,
blah,
something
blah,
in fact of it's
what
something
happened.
to do with what's going on.
With
right.
the taxes being wrong,
Yeah,
and so and you do watch. The only time you and why wouldn't Norton just ask Alice? Alice, can I have some more sauce or gravy, as we say?
Any pickle
Yeah,
chow chow?
You know what I'm saying? Instead of asking for ketchup.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? I'll say this. I'll bet you on paper that's hilarious. If you're reading it,
Yeah.
you will be like, how could it be? What could I have done that's wrong? Okay. And he goes, how could it be my fault if I did something wrong? And you would because you'd be reading it, processing it.
Yep. And there's no distraction.
There's no distractions.
There's no visual distraction.
Yeah, there's no visual distraction of, one of the greatest comedic actors of all time.
Yeah.
Just, fondling a ketchup bottle. Twirling it, giving a little twist, a little twirly. Just, that's a great observation about a joke that didn't hit.
There you go. So
We're combining things.
We're going to come up with something.
It's a combination. It's like a number 3 in Hong Kong Gardens with the lychee nuts that she loves so much. So, yeah, that was those are my little 2 things that I wanted to bring to the episode today because those are things that and they were relatively new things that I just found out. So, what we're going to do, because Louie went to go look for one thing. And what'd you find? 11, 12, 13, something like that?
17, but I had to cut it down.
You had to cut it down. Yeah.
For the show's sake.
You need something to hold it up? I need something to cut down my topics. Now you need something to hold them up. Now I just got to find on stage.
Yeah, can we play observation of the week? Or
yeah, we could do that.
That's basically what this is, because the other one was the flubservation, which was originally going to be an observation.
Right.
But it turned into a flubservation.
Yes.
Because we got to get in top pan, dress pan, drawer.
Dress pan, drawer.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents
11
Louie's Observation.
Louie's 11 observations in one shot. So sit back, kids.
Okay.
If you're on a bus, just keep your headphones on tight, folks, because we got a bunch of observations coming your way. All right, let me get because we're just.
So Joe, you're gonna play this. You're gonna play the. You're gonna run it first, right?
Yes.
Play this. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And you tell me when to stop.
Yeah, good. Well, you can run it through where we said.
Okay.
Okay. Just get people, get their,
absolutely. It's fun to
get their memory going, and it's a great scene.
Hey, you know what? It's from the beginning.
It's from the beginning. So
I'll just play it all. Yeah,
Look at the song in there.
Yeah. What is this? What's the song called again?
Moonlight Serenade.
Moonlight Serenade. Yeah.
Jackie Gleason.
With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fats.
With the stars, Art Carney.
The only 4 people that ever get credited for any of the shows.
Yeah, everybody else
never gets uncredited.
Yeah, which has something. There's something to that.
Must be.
There is something to that.
There must be.
And the raccoon song.
The theme.
Yeah, we just know it's going to be a good episode.
When it opens with the raccoons.
Better than great episode when it starts with the raccoons. And of course he's typing.
Like a whiz.
And what a great line with the boxing gloves.
Oh,
That's a great line.
Yeah, it is.
How you doing with the work there, Mr. Treasurer?
Fine. What are you doing down here?
Oh, I told Trixie I'd pick her up here. By the way, is the Women's Auxiliary meeting over yet?
Oh, there's a little flub right there.
Yeah, and I think that's him just kind of purposely flubbing
what
it.
kind of suggestions they got?
Oh, something about they want to put on a show and sell tickets, and that way the lodge can get money.
Well, now, wait a minute, Ralph. That ain't just a bad idea, you know.
Are you kidding? If the Raccoon Lodge put on a play, the only way they would make money is to let everybody in free and then charge them to get out.
I thought it was the Women's Auxiliary, not the
Well, listen,
Raccoon
all I
Lodge.
know is I heard some pretty good things about that Faversham guy in there. He's put on a lot of shows for various organizations, made a lot of money, and besides, he told Trixie that a lot of those gals in there have got pretty good acting talent.
Oh, that's a lot of baloney. Sure, he tells them that because he wants to put on a show and make a buck himself.
And he fell for it.
I went in there, though, and I made a little speech. I said, look, I'm the treasurer of this organization, and I'll take care of all the financial troubles. I have all the answers. I will solve all the problems.
He's got all the answers. Why are you in
How are
trouble?
you going to do it? I haven't the slightest idea.
This is like the worst guy to have as the treasurer.
Yeah. It's like a politician. You know, he says nothing.
Did you hear what happened yesterday?
What?
The Acme Finance Company come in and took out the pool table. Day before that, they come in and took out the television set, the phonograph. The day before that, they come in and took out the piano. What are we going to do, Norton?
Well, we could hold our meetings at the Acme Finance Company.
It's a great joke. Great line.
Great line.
I should know better than to discuss anything with you.
He gets flustered.
I just got one question to ask you.
And it works. It works. Just like Dress Pan Draw.
Why don't we have any money in the Treasury?
It boils down to one thing. Nobody will pay their dues. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm writing a strong letter to every member.
Strong letter. His strong letter.
Boy, like a whiz you're going. By the time the members get these letters here, the way you're typing, they'll owe another 3 months' dues.
I suppose, wise guy, you can type a little faster than I can.
With boxing gloves on.
Great line.
Here, tell me what to write. I'll dictate.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
wise
And he goes,
guy.
I'll dictate.
Sit down,
No, you
I'll
dictate.
You type. Sure.
No one makes a mistake there.
All right, start out with, Dear Brother Raccoons, the fact of the matter is this.
Oh, this is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This is a great hit, too.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great smack in the shoulder.
With the thing. Come on with the thing, right?
Oh, no, that wasn't the one I was talking about. There was another one that was a little more subtle of a hit, but not this one, but still.
Brother Raccoons, the fact of the matter is...
Apparently he just typed in War and Peace.
Yeah, really.
How did you learn to type that fast?
When I got out of the Navy, I studied typing under the GI Bill, and I happened to be the best in the class.
Well, why didn't you get a job in the office instead of taking a job down the sewer?
Well, I just couldn't stand the thought of being cooped up in a stuffy office, that's all.
All right. So, all right. So you obviously know. We just wanted to play it because it's fun to listen to.
Great. This is a great scene.
Absolutely. It's just great.
Incredible scene.
So what was the one thing you were... No, I'm not going to even ask you what you're looking for because you'll never figure... You don't even remember what you were looking for, by the way.
Who am I looking for? Forgot what I was looking for.
That Louis Fats.
He sure is.
He sure is. Oh, by the way, we do this in text messages
all morning long.
Well, idiotic.
If
I wasn't in the middle of doing something, I would just text back and forth.
We did it this morning.
Unintentionally,
it just started, and then it just
So anyway,
snowballed out.
So now, Raccoon Lodge.
Yes.
Okay,
we have people dues in arrears.
Yes.
Okay, so now me and Joe were talking before. We're talking. We don't have to say it, but we're going to say it. We love the raccoons.
Of course.
And everything about the raccoons.
Yeah, in fact.
And the raccoons have a lot of question marks about the raccoons.
They sure do.
They sure do. Bruce always wondering, how many raccoons are there?
Yeah, because when they have those, they said it's the 7 executive members.
And then one time they just had like a little general meeting for the fishing trip. Now we know that it's a small stage.
You can't put 30 guys in there. Yeah.
I mean, you can only fit the 6, 7 guys. We get the point.
Right.
That it's a club.
It's like you have to, what do they call it, suspend disbelief or suspend
something like that, yeah.
That's what we're doing. That's what you have to do with this show also.
Really, we do. Yeah.
With us. So anyway.
So we're talking about how many members does the Raccoons have?
Right.
Because this place is huge.
Yeah.
The lodge is huge.
It's
Think
big.
about it. They took out a pool table.
Right.
Pool tables take up a lot of room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a piano.
What are they doing?
I'm like, really? I know they don't have
What are they doing
like
with
a
the
Liberace piano.
Yeah,
It's probably just an upright somewhere.
Right.
Like the one Norton was playing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, how big is this lodge? So Alice comes in from the other room. Now, we always know there's another room.
Correct.
Because during the costume party.
And even in one of the Lost episodes, when Gleason, they had Jackie Gleason come in.
Right.
He performed for them in the other room.
In the other room, okay.
And it's like, and you hear it, it's supposed to be like 300 people.
Like we're wondering, like, how big is this lodge?
I know. In New York City. Yeah. So can you imagine the rent on that?
So, I mean, we know the place is a dump because Alice said at the one time, real estate values will go up in Bensonhurst.
150%. Yeah.
So, it's like probably a dump falling apart. But still, it's got to be huge.
Yes.
Now, Joe, we were talking, the 15, remember, it comes out to about $15. You got to pay his dues.
Right.
So now.
In funny money.
Yeah, right. What do you think $15 a year. It can't be a month. That's too much money for those
way too
guys.
much money.
That's half his weekly salary. $15 would be half his weekly salary. That's a lot of. I mean, for a monthly due.
Well, you think about it. That would be. 1 month of that is a week.
Quarter
is a week. Like 15 times 4, 60.
Yeah. So say it's a quarter. No, say it a monthly. Would be $15. That's I said half. Quarter of his salary.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of money.
So if you're making, just say, let's throw out a number there, like you're making, I don't know, $1,000 a week.
That's $250 a month.
A month for
is going to go to a lodge. There better be some funky stuff going on in there.
So if it's $15 a year, which 1955 would translate into $150.
Close to $150, yeah.
So you have to have like about 100 members when you think about it.
Yeah.
To make this thing go.
Right. Yes.
And they have no money. They never have money because they took the man who handles money worse than anyone in the world as the treasurer, Ralph.
That would be like having me do it, right? My father always said, if I got $10 in my pocket, I'm spending 11. All right? So obviously.
All right, so that's the raccoon. Now, here's another question. A lot of hypotheticals in here. We just want people to think.
Yeah.
Because we know we have a very cerebral audience.
You don't want it. You shouldn't think.
Don't think, Ralph. Because when you think,
you'll get nothing but trouble. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many people go to this play?
Right.
And I'm assuming, I guess we both are, that the play is held in the Raccoon Lodge.
You would think so, right?
You would think in that other grand room.
Yes, this mysterious, grandiose room that's going on over there.
Like the grand
where they got
the Plaza Hotel.
Where we have a little entertainment. Right.
It's where the beer and pretzels are.
The beer and pretzels, right. So what I'm thinking, if you think about like a Elks Lodge, right? I've done many of those.
Really.
And they'll have a room where they have comedy.
Right.
And then right next to it will be like the bar.
Right.
Where the regulars have their...
So it's like a multi-purpose room, right? Where
exactly.
They set up chairs in a certain way, tables in a certain way.
Yep. They can have dances
there. Everything is in that room.
Yes.
So we're assuming that the Raccoon Lodge is like that?
Right.
So they have like this big room, like a like we said, a multi-purpose room.
Probably fit 300 people in there.
So I don't know if it's that. You think it would be that big?
It would have to be.
In order to, and so they had all these people in there.
Right. So let's look. Even if it was 150 people,
right,
and they charged $2,
right at that time, $2,
$2, which would be a good ticket. Yeah, you're talking about $300, and that is the amount that's going to take for them to get out of. The red?
The red? I doubt it.
Just for the rent. They can't even get the guys to pay the dues. And this is the place that you love to go.
Right.
Because you get to get away from your wives, you get to drink, you get to play poker.
Right.
I would be making sure that I had money.
That my dues were paid.
My dues were paid because
so
I
your
don't
buddies, your chums, your pals?
My pals. They'll throw me out of it. But yeah, so it definitely sounds like it would. I don't think it would cover it.
No,
because
you can't figure.
Yeah,
$300,
and they're paying per month.
Yeah,
and it's not like sometimes.
But then again, so $300 is $3,000.
Yeah.
Now we have to understand something. I guess not everybody. See, he says nobody's paying the dues. Now, when he says nobody,
of course, he means,
that doesn't mean like every single
no,
member.
No,
it's just that handful of guys that he's always one of them.
It's like saying everybody goes through that light. Yeah. It doesn't mean everybody.
It's It's
everybody does
everybody. You said everybody.
Well,
I don't mean you.
You said everybody. I didn't do it. No one does it. My grandmother doesn't do it. I'm glad. You know what? We can end the show. We threw in a Mamelo's Mambo episode reference, and
everything.
We got them all in there today.
So that's the deal with it. So, do they get out of debt? They say they do. I don't know. We don't know how much debt they're in. That's all that we don't know how much. Yeah. And like I said, the big question is how many members are there in the Raccoons, and we'll never know.
You'll never.
We just have to. Yeah, they just say 100, maybe 100,
maybe 100. A couple anyway.
So, another thing too, when he's writing the letters. So if there's 100 members,
I know. Are you going to Kinko's and making
really?
copies?
How are you going to do that? Back in the day,
I need to make some. What they used to call them in the 70s when I was
mimeographs.
No, they used to say.
They called it in the 60s.
Did they call them in the
70s?
They said I forgot, but it was like the copies.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was, but it was like this thing that would roll.
Yeah,
it was like this roll thing.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like
mimeograph. That's what we used to call it back in the 60s.
Mimeograph.
Mimeograph. And it's like kind of dictaphone on the thing. So where's he gonna go to a printer and get these printed?
I know.
Then he said, "I'm gonna call every member."
Yeah, and when you write these letters, are you mailing these out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got to put everyone in an envelope, and then send it. Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna see everybody at the meeting. Hand it to them.
The lodge member is a bum.
so that's Joey. When Ralph comes in.
Right,
and does this thing, and Mr. Faversham's there with Alice.
With Alice,
no, he does it with Alice is gone.
Alice
he does
is gone.
It with Norton,
right?
Norton, and he
comes
in,
and he smooth talks Ralph
into doing the play,
into doing it. And he says, "Could you walk in again?"
And then a great Norton line with, "Did you? I've noticed the room did get a little crowded." That's one of my favorite Ed Norton lines,
and the way he says it too.
And Gleason
looks
at
the
him.
room got a little crowded.
And Gleason gives him that frustrated look. Yeah. Like, okay, great Ed Norton. One of my favorite Ed Norton lines.
It is really one of the best ones.
Now, it was pointed out to us by a good friend of ours, Stan.
Good old Stan.
Old Stan. We mentioned in the show in an earlier episode, that Ralph is actually imitating John Barrymore.
Now, I've always known of John Barrymore.
The famous Barrymore family.
Including Drew.
Yes, she's the grandchild or the great-grandchild, whatever, of John.
So it's obviously in their genes.
It's in their genes, acting. Yeah. And now I understand that John, if anybody out there knows better, let us know, that John went from, I believe, silent films into talkies.
Okay.
So when he went into the talkie, he was very over-dramatic.
Because in the silent movies, that's how you told the story.
That's how you sold yourself, too.
Right. There was no words. So, if you said, look, there's a plane, you wouldn't just go, look, there's a plane. You would be like, whoa, and you're pointing, your eyes would bulge out. Right.
I think the bulging eyes are much funnier. So he comes in and does this, and Stan pointed out that he's actually doing John Barrymore impression. You can see his eyes are wide open. Out so that's the question. Out
that makes it even better.
Yeah.
So he's doing he's being over dramatic, being another actor.
Yes.
And then of course Norton comes in and is doing
James Cagney.
Is it James Cagney? Right. Yeah. Mr. Famersham. Right. Yeah.
You say, out of the question.
So they got to do their impressions.
Which Art Carney was an impressionist. Yes, on the radio.
Really?
When he was in his radio days, he used to do voices on the radio.
Wow.
Yep. So he was very good at voices. Very good at voices.
And one day we're going to talk about how I believe sometimes Ed Norton sounded like another famous movie character from the 70s and 80s. One day I'm going to...
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that.
Just leave it at that. Little tease.
Little tease.
Yep.
Keep in suspenders again. So basically, that's where we came out with this...
And
great, what's the name of the episode? On Stage.
On Stage. Yes.
We got this all from On Stage, and it was just like one little thing I was looking for, and you start watching it, and it's just like it just rolls.
Yeah.
It rolls.
Absolutely. Because of what we're now doing, what the show has turned into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is basically what the show has turned into.
Yeah.
And we're getting nothing but, positive, feedback.
We do get a lot of positive feedback from people.
And it's great because we're getting guys emailing us, giving us observations.
Yes.
That now I'm like, oh, this is a good one.
Well, a good one.
Yeah,
and it's some that me and Joe have that are in the top hand, and they're telling us about it. It's like, okay, we have that, but we have to, we have. Face it, we got to save some things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, things. This isn't the Odd Couple.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with 250 episodes here.
Yeah,
we're dealing with 39.
And plus,
we're only at 42.
Exactly, and we only do it once a week.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, just great. And can you tell me what you went to go look for with this, and how you ended up with all this, please?
What I went to look for?
Yeah,
I forgot what I went to look for.
Some sort of observation on my face.
I got hair on my face.
I think I have an observation on my face. So do you remember what you were looking for?
Actually, I don't, Joe, to be honest with you.
But you ended up with all that.
Oh, I do. But what I went looking for basically had nothing to do with what like this. It's for something else.
Now I know what it is.
Okay.
I do know what it is. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's great. Man. Oh. Can you guess?
No, I want to say
go ahead.
one thing too. I don't want to blow it because this is basically the. No, I can't say it.
Okay.
That's okay. Why? Because it's part of the trivia question.
Oh, okay.
We start talking about it now.
Well, that's okay because we're at 35 minutes.
Oh my God, are we?
So I think just you mentioned trivia,
and we'll do it. Maybe we could talk about it after the trivia.
Okay.
We'll do the trivia. We'll go 45 today. Who cares?
Let's and here we go. Gotta get a little addition to it.
Yeah,
now, Louis trivia.
Trivia with Joe.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, here's it. Now we're gonna stick with the episode.
Oh, okay.
All right. Who's the chairman of the entertainment committee?
I think I got it.
Go.
Freddie Muller.
You got it.
Was it Freddie?
Yes.
Now, but it's obviously Petrie.
It's Petrie. He says Freddie.
Freddie, that's right.
Do you know what this means, Freddie? Do you know what this means?
Yes. I love when he does that, by the way. It's me, Fred. When he says it's me, Fred, I love it.
Yes.
Because he's so genuinely excited
for himself.
But not like in a selfish, indignant way.
No.
He's just like
so excited.
Like a little kid.
Yeah, like I did. I accomplished something that I've always trying to accomplish.
That's
things.
Me, Fred.
Me.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it gives me goosebumps. God, I need a life. Comedy needs to come back, so I'll start doing some gigs again. But yeah, oh wow, all right, cool. I got that one.
That's actually what I went looking for. Because I wanted to make sure.
Yes, because what
we're going to do.
I think we got to do that. I don't want to get a little too ahead of ourselves, but I think we should do this next week.
We could probably do it next week.
We're going to have to do some work.
Yeah,
a little bit of work beforehand.
I started a little bit. It's going to keep you people in suspense.
We just can't come in with 2 pieces of paper and me recording 3 clips. And then doing 40 minutes of nonsense.
6-minute prep.
Because I think that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But here's the thing going back to that. All right, you gave the answer. It's Freddie Muller.
Okay,
now. Freddie Muller, they're putting on a show. Ralph's making a decision whether to do it or not. Where's Freddie Muller in all this? You're the chairman of the committee.
Yeah,
Shouldn't you be there?
Shouldn't you be helping with the letter? Wouldn't you be there with Fabersham?
That's what I was going to say. He should be there with Fabersham.
Hey, Ralph, come here. I want you to meet this guy. Exactly. Trying to convince Ralph, who, I don't know why Ralph is one making the decision.
And Freddie's sitting next to Whiteside and Fabersham.
Exactly. He's the big wig that night. It's Freddie Muller's night.
He's probably on one side, and Mr. President's probably on the other side.
And you know what's funny? He actually didn't even care about the play.
No, he didn't care. You were good too, Ralph.
Yeah. The play was good.
First time
he cared. All he cared about was the money.
Yeah, how was I? Oh, you were good too, Ralph.
Yes, I love that. Oh, yeah, you were great. Right. Just absolutely great. All right.
So that's it, Joe.
Thank you. Oh,
man.
Great. Absolutely great. So, episode number 42. No reference. In the books. So what do we say? Thank you. Of course, first of all, thank you to all the listeners.
Yeah.
All you maniacs. Now I got some maniacs on Twitter that were contacting back and forth, asking me questions. All you maniacs on Facebook.
Joe, we're almost at 500 followers. We're at 498, I checked.
Really?
Yeah.
500
followers?
Who's going to be
that 500th?
Ooh. Yeah. Is there a 500 reference in the 39?
I don't know.
I don't think so,
I don't
right?
think so, no.
All right, just say it.
Anyway.
I was just going to make a reference to it. But, yes, thank all of you, of course.
I actually think I'm one of the 498 if I can figure out how to follow.
Hey, listen, if we can get to 99,000 followers, then we can actually celebrate something. And then all that just to. So, I want to say thank you to all the Facebook groups, especially the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge, because of our pal, Brother Norton, and Joy.
Joy, yes.
Joy, you guys are great. We appreciate
Great
you letting us
supporters, yes.
promote
Yeah, they
on
do.
the Great Raccoon Lodge.
Yep.
You know what? They're great because they monitor and they make sure no nonsense gets through.
Yes, they do.
They're excellent at that. And of course,
Joy's the admin, right?
Yeah, she's like the soup Nazi.
Yeah.
She really is. She's like, no nonsense for you. She's great. And Brother Norton has two podcasts himself. One is the Honeymooners Trivia Podcast, and the other one is the Honeymooners Thursdays Trivia Podcast, which is once a week, 2-minute podcast. He does one question each week. Check it out. Don't forget to check out my other show, the Conti and Kenny Show, which is on every Monday night on More Like Radio. You can find it on the iTunes, and you can listen to me curse and be stupid. My DVD or CD you can download at any of the places. It's called Joe Conti Happiness. And I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
I have nothing going.
No. Louis will be at ShopRite working aisle 5.
Oh, I go to the gym again. The gyms are open.
Yes. Yeah.
Go.
And guess what? My gym, it's not opening back up.
Oh, well.
Closed.
Figures.
Yeah.
Well.
And I'm actually doing well.
Well,
Anyway.
it's like my Midas. I went to get my oil changed, and it was closed.
It was closed? Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And
we'll see you next time.
We will see you next time.
Night all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.